you want to change something in your life, you can't just stay the same. You actually have to choose to take up parts of your life, your routines, whatever you do every day. Because if you stay exactly what you do every day, nothing will happen, even if you want it so badly. And this is so much more important than we think, because we hear these words like manifest. You just have to manifest and it will happen. And it won't. Because as long as you don't take a good and very good look at your mindset, the way you think, nothing will actually happen. Because that's integrated so deeply into your nervous system, into your cells, that information that you keep telling yourself every single day, that's the information that your whole system knows. And when I'm talking about system, I mean your body. You can think of it as a business. You need the right employees, you need the right culture, you need the right information for that business to thrive. And if something is not working, sadly enough, you have to fire those people, because if they are making the culture acidic, or if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, it doesn't really matter the reason. But a culture belongs to many things or many people. And if that gets to set, the whole culture will change. The whole energy of the culture will change. And nobody can afford that. And either can you. So if you go back to your mindset, you have to observe. And observe, I will keep repeating this until I go under. Because observe and awareness are the most important things that you can do. Think of yourself as, yes, your business, but also your own laboratory. That means that it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. It's free. You can work 24 hours a day if that's what you feel like. You can actually implement whatever that is necessary for you to thrive or for the business to go well. But here you have to look at the mindset, and here comes in the observing. The only thing you can do is observe when people talk, how they behave, how they live their lives, how they react, how they love, whatever they do, because that information is actually going to be food for your research. And it's not only about them, it's how you react towards them. Maybe they're utterly boring and you start yawning, you want to leave the place, or you fall off the chair. Whatever your pattern is, that's what I want you to observe, because that is actually your currency for change or success or whatever, evolve. Whatever you want out of your life, this is the key. And when you manage to observe and see how you react to things, you can then pick apart the whys. And that doesn't mean that you're going to go back into your past and think, oh, this and this happened, and that's why I am who I am today. Yes, it is. But the great part about it is that you can change it. And then you have to observe and be aware of your own pattern based on your surroundings. Because there's only one person you can change, and that is you. Only. So your mindset here is important. You have to observe and be aware of what you think every day. From the second you wake up and look in that mirror to you go to bed. What are you thinking about? What are you worrying about? What are you, etc.? Because those thoughts, that's just how the body functions and the brain, and it's about resilience. So the more you think about one thing, it's like a habit. It takes 3 weeks to change a habit. It becomes the answer. It becomes your solution. But if you fill your mind with a lot of worry, a lot of negative thinking, a lot of anger for whatever reason, or anxiety or whatever, you will not thrive, because that's the information that you've given to every single cell of your body, every single part of your nervous system, and it's dragging you down. And what it does, it just gives you more food of the exact same thing. More things to worry about, more things to be fearful of, more things to, hold you back from being the great version that you were born to be. Because that's what we have to keep in our mind always. You were born with your own power plant to create. No matter what that creation is, it doesn't matter. It's not about singing or playing or drawing. It's about how your brain manages imagination, curiosity, creativity, because these three things are what your brain was born to do. Not step into fear, not worry, not thinking there's danger around every corner. It is there to create. So if you want to change part of your life, or you want to succeed in something, you have to change the way that you think, your mindset. And remember, I don't know if you remember when we had all the top sportsmen around the world. They were told to practice every single day. The more they practice, the better they would be, until they hit the limit, the roof of this, and they started to evaporate. It was too much training. They didn't give space for relaxing. They didn't change their frame of mind. It was going on autopilot in one very strict line or path, and it didn't serve the athletes. It's the same with us. So you need to change what goes on, the psychology of it. You have to feed your brain with new information. Remember, it's like a sponge. It needs practice. It needs joy. It needs difficulties, struggles to do the challenges, to actually evolve as what it was supposed to be, creative, to make changes. But along the way, as humans, we kind of got this idea that we were supposed to be so happy, live happily ever after, and all these romantic movies and it's the biggest illusion ever created by mankind, just so we wouldn't feel the struggle, so we wouldn't feel the hardship of being human. But that's actually how we learn. We don't learn where there is joy and happiness. There is no information whatsoever, except you feel well. But who said you're supposed to feel well? I think the wellness or the feeling good is on the opposite side of the scale. When you actually have accomplished something, when you actually solved a problem, when you actually gone through that struggle, then you feel well. And that you created all by yourself, not some dopamine and serotonin fix that you got from your surroundings, your parents, your friend telling you, oh, you're so nice, you're so kind, you do such a great job, you're amazing, wow. That is fake. It's nice, but it just creates a couple of seconds of dopamine that you haven't even created yourself. And the body finds this interesting. It wants its fix. So then I'll go and create more, or I'll go. So then you keep on searching in your surroundings to find that fix, so you will feel okay. But because we weren't taught this, you never got the thing that by struggling, by challenges, by solving topics, issues, you would actually do or find the dopamine yourself and be happy. Or I would say not happy, be at peace. I think happiness is also another kind of quick fix, but peace is lasting. It's something that you're acquired, that you have developed yourself, that you have literally found your way to. And I think that is what it's all about. So if you want to change something, there are a lot of different things that needs to happen. But first of all, again, it's awareness of what you're thinking every day and what your mind tells you, or your mindset. And to do that, I want you to approximately figure out how much negative thinking is there, how much time do you spend worrying about what the boss said or what your friend meant, or am I going to manage to do those things the next couple of days? And, all these things that we never think about because it happens so fast. That's what thoughts do. It happens of a split second. But how much negativity it is in those thoughts, and how amount of time do you spend thinking it? And does it follow you into the night when you're supposed to sleep? And you lay there worrying about tomorrow, and, it is not normal, but we have normalized it, that it's okay to worry for something. That means that you're effective, that you want something. It doesn't help you being effective. It doesn't help you being wanting something. You have to own it to do anything about it. And that's the whole point about this. You need to change your mind to own it. Literally, you owning it, not worry owning it, or not thinking a failure, or making a fool out of yourself, or not being successful, or whatever your frame of mind is. But you have to own you, knowing that you can make the changes, but then you have to do the work. And we have become lazy. We don't want to do the work. We don't want to take in that we can actually choose to make a difference. We don't rely on anybody. We don't rely on our family, our friends, our partners to do anything. They are nice add-ons, but people without partners and friends and parents are super fine. But we very often make them into crutches. Without my friends, I wouldn't be. Without my partner, I don't feel that, I need somebody in my life. No, you don't. First of all, you need you. You need to figure out you before you can find anyone else in your life, or rely, or know what to ask for in a partner, what to ask for your friends. And that's not demanding. It's just that you want to play with people that inspires you, that gives you energy, that you can create with, that you can change with, to evolve. But first of all, you need to know you and what it is that you want. And especially what it is that you want out of life. What is your passion? What is your dream? What do you want? And what do you need to change to accomplish that? First of all, your mindset, 100%, your thoughts. But you have to start thinking those thoughts before anything else.